Did you get enough sleep last night? And if you didn't, how is that affecting your productivity? Hi, I'm Susan Stewart, professional organizer and owner of Perfectly Placed.
And I'm Travis Stewart, a professional counselor, and this is Organizing Deep Dive. Productivity. So let's just think about that for a minute. So sleep is critical to our brain's health.
Okay.
Dr. Matthew Walker at Berkeley, University of California in Berkeley, one of the world's leading experts on sleep, says that good night's sleep is the single most important thing you can do to reset your brain and body health each day. So we've got to be doing it and getting quality sleep. That means 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Less than that, your brain is operating at less than optimal levels, and it has significant impact on health, mental health, all of these different factors. So it's really critical that you're getting enough sleep. The research has shown that if you went 10 nights in a row with less than 7 hours of sleep, that your brain is essentially operating in the same level of cognitive ability as if you pulled an all-nighter.
Really?
Yeah, so your brain is, if you're not getting enough sleep on a daily basis, your brain is not functioning at its highest capacity, and it's really critical.
And I would venture to say, I mean, I don't know, I've never done a poll, but I'm guessing like a lot of people get less than 7 hours on a regular basis.
Absolutely, a lot of people get less. One study showed that 97% of teenagers are not getting enough sleep. I'm gonna share with you some interesting statistics from the NBA.
Okay.
Right? So they looked at NBA players, and they looked at when they got 8 hours of sleep or more, and what their performance was like versus players not getting 8 hours of sleep. Okay, so I mentioned this book. I'm going to have you hold on to this for a second.
Okay.
Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker. I would highly recommend it for anybody interested in this topic. It's fascinating. So they looked at NBA player performance. So when they had 8 hours of sleep or more, they saw a 12% increase in how many minutes they played in a game. So NBA players, they measure like how many minutes did he play, and that has to do with his productivity, how much he's contributing to winning teams, right?
Yeah.
So when they got enough sleep, they saw a 12% increase in the amount of minutes that they played.
Okay.
Right? So that alone is one thing. They had a 29, almost 30% increase in how many points they scored per minute, right? So increase of a third in how many points they're scoring just by getting more sleep. They had a 2% increase in their three-point percentage, in their three-point shooting percentage, and they had a 9% increase in their free throw shooting percentage just by sleep. This isn't like more practice or anything like that. Simply getting sleep, they made 10% more of their free throws.
Wow.
So let's think about how does that transition into work.
Well, let's just say, maybe let's just talk about how's that going to affect maybe a working mom.
Right. I don't know. What are your thoughts on how it affects a working
My
mom?
thoughts are you're going to be tired and frazzled going to work. Your brain is not going to be as clear. You're going to have a harder time switching gears from dropping off the kids or whatever, to the meeting. You're going to be not as patient. I mean, I'm thinking patience is hard already, but not as patient and not as good at making judgments. And we all know that with parenting, they wear you down. I mean, they ask and they ask and they ask until they wear you down. And I think that you won't have as much resolve if you haven't gotten as much sleep to go, this is what I need to do. You're just going to cave a lot.
Yeah. Before we end, let's look at some sleep tips. Right?
Okay,
what can we do?
Yeah,
so let me grab
Practical.
that back from you. So this is what we would call sleep hygiene, right? We all know about like personal hygiene, or you keeping you're brushing your teeth and all those kind of things. Well, sleep hygiene is what are you doing in your environment to help give you the best quality of sleep. And I'm gonna give you a handful of things.
Okay.
And then we have a handout that you can click on, that you can download. 2 handouts. One is a scale that tests your sleep hygiene.
Okay.
How good are you doing? And the other gives you some of these tips. We've already talked in the last episode about caffeine, so cutting out caffeine. Another thing you need to do is minimize screen time before bed. The blue light that comes off our phones, our laptops, our TV screens has blue light, which tells our brain it's time to be awake. And if we're staring at those things right before bed, our brain is confused and has a harder time going to sleep. So start to cut that out, maybe 30 minutes before bedtime. Don't watch TV in bed. Don't use your phone in bed. Keep your bedroom sort of sacred for sleep, right? And that helps train your brain. Which brings up, let's talk about clutter.
Clutter
right?
in the bedroom.
Clutter in the bedroom.
Clutter in the bedroom. Yeah, studies have shown that clutter in the bedroom is not a good thing. Obviously, it's not a good thing anywhere, but but it can affect your sleep. So if you've got a lot of clutter in your bedroom, you may be lying there at night thinking about the things that you need to do or thinking about the clutter, and that's going to have an effect on your sleep.
Yeah, the studies are pretty clear on that it shows that it makes falling asleep more difficult, and it's just not conducive to the best sleep experience. So those are a few things. Check out the PDF below, and it will have more on improving your sleep hygiene and getting you a better quality of sleep.
All right, thanks so much for sharing, Travis.
You bet. Thank you.